Well, we have a revival of the Magic the Gathering comic book series. Unfortunately, it's drawn by a person with some of the worst types of ideas I've ever seen. Someone that supports political violence. Someone who is, in my opinion, racist against white people. Someone who constantly retweets insane statements. And of course, we have the comic book being published by failing publishing house IDW. I guess it makes sense because they're owned by Hasbro, but IDW is a garbage factory for comics. So I don't have really high expectations. Now, I've said for a long time that comics, there's still a great way to reach a young crowd, a different crowd, really, too. There's a lot of similarities between the Magic the Gathering universe and the fantastical universe, fantasy worlds that you find in comic books. There are a lot of books written like this that can be a little daunting. These are deep lore style books. The various blocks, which don't really exist anymore. But comics are a great way to give bite-sized information, lore pieces, story pieces, and a great way to get people into the trading card game, in my opinion. So last week, IDW announced that the comic book series is coming out this fall, and I was actually really excited. IDW does have some good titles. They do okay with the Ninja Turtles, I know, but the vast majority of their titles are trash. But here we go. IDW Publishing and Wizards of the Coast celebrate 25 years of Magic the Gathering with an all-new comic written by Vida Ayala. And right there I stopped, because I know who this person is. I know exactly the type of opinions they hold, and it makes total sense that this is who they would choose to write the book. We'll get into that in just a moment, because she is truly disturbed. Wizards of the Coast and IDW revealed today that details for an all-new Magic the Gathering comic book to be published beginning this November, Magic the Gathering Chandra, is written by a crazy person who also drew and wrote for Supergirl and The Wilds, both pretty awful books, in my opinion. The interior art by Harvey Talabio, good, solid artist who's worked on, or Tully Bayo, I'm sorry, on X-Men and Green Arrow. And the features all new adventures of fan favorite pyromancer Chandra Nalaar. Now, she's probably not even the most famous woman in Magic, but it's fine. She's definitely a core character. Obviously, they were going to pick a woman, obviously. Now, if they had done this with Garrick, I think that would have made for a more interesting comic book. He's also more like of a comic character. He's got some personality. Chandra does have some personality too, so she might actually work out. Well, based on who's writing the book, this would be a dumpster fire, of course, but literally. This is the first Magic the Gathering comic in 4 years. And will introduce an all-new approach to storytelling as the franchise marks its 25th year. So IDW actually did publish the old Magic the Gathering comics, I believe. Think of a character that you love from any story, from any property. There's an excellent chance that you were introduced to that character in some kind of page, some sort of screen, said Jeremy Jarvis of Magic the Gathering franchise director. We're thrilled to have Vida, garbage, and Harvey introduce you to Chandra, her story, her quirks, and her incredible powers. Now, if this book is true to Chandra's lore and she is more than just a woman, which is often how these reductive SJW comic book artists draw, they think a story can stand alone just because woman, or just because the character is Spanish or Mexican or black. And then that's all because they go through their life and they only see people by the color of their skin, and they think that's enough for a book to make it. And this is why most of these SJW comic books fail miserably. I can't hold back my excitement about this new story of Magic the Gathering, said IDW editor-in-chief John Barber. By the way, they lost their vice president and their president stepped down recently. The company's in shambles. With meteorically rising star Vita and the incredible art of Harvey delineating the adventures with the introduction of dynamic and powerful Chandra Nalar, it's clear we've entered a bold new era of storytelling. Everybody involved with the comic book is dedicated to bringing you emotional and thrilling experiences that will satisfy fans of Magic the Gathering, as well as fans of stories packed with action drama from a unique point of view. Now, what is that unique point of view, you might be asking? Her adventures, an adventurous planeswalker and powerful pyromancer, Chandra Nalar has seen much in her time, but she had never experienced such tragedy before. In the wake of devastating loss, Chandra is striking out her own, determined to prove to her family and to herself that next time she'll be prepared. But when faced with threats, both old and new, will she be able to overcome her grief in time to survive? And who is that familiar face lurking in the shadows? Book will suck. Book is going to suck. Why? Because of who writes it. Now, most people, in my opinion, can separate their personal beliefs, but not social justice-minded people. They are literally one and the same. They don't have any unique thoughts, any unique storytelling abilities outside of just surface level social justice. And let's just see. Now, I would say the demographic of Magic the Gathering is about 90% white and male. Now, keep that in mind. I don't even have to dig through this person's Twitter profile. I just opened it. I guarantee you we will find several racist or sexist tweets in the first feed. Are we ready? Okay, just sent. Oh, here we go. This is... Yes, 2 days ago, only 3 tweets ago, retweeting, you know how I can tell 500 Days of Summer was written by a man? Summer says that she met her fiancé when she was reading a book and he asked her about it. Men, if I'm reading and you interrupt me, it better be because I'm on fire. Let's see. Okay, an actual game tweet. Oh, here we go. 21 hours ago, retweeting something to work on. Stop saying white people came here as illegal immigrants before America was founded, because they did not. They came here as colonizers, violent, murdering colonizers. Colonization and immigration are very different things. Okay. All right. Sounds like she's going to love her target demographic. Flint Water, this is something we agree on. Please fix their damn water. Still talking about water. That's good. Fix the water. Retweeting, I don't know, some stupid picture. Great. Okay, great. Art looks suboptimal. Oh, here we go. 21 hours ago. The Post is reporting that the Unite the Right to Rally is a huge crowd of 30 people. It's almost like all people who are not insane have been saying that this narrative about the alt-right or these, crazy supremacist people is absurd. And now the whole world saw that it is. Yet you guys continue to screech about this stuff. But let's go on. Let's see what kind of opinion she approves of. There were thousands of counter-protesters. It's almost like physically confronting white supremacists and putting their faces on social media actually works. So violence and publicly shaming people for their personal beliefs is something she supports. Interesting. I wonder how her book's going to go over. I wonder who the main characters are. So as you can see, everyone's, that's probably okay. There's probably some kind of woke message here, but that's probably okay. Let's see. So as you can see, there's some mixture of regular tweets, but you can always tell that when you have like a social justice warrior, this is their entire life. This is how they live. This person, of course, has me. Okay, she's retweeting a crazy socialist whose ideas will bankrupt this country. Interesting. Hot take there, Vita. So we know you're also politically dumb. Then we have, I came up with my own nickname because white people as a whole decided they would not even bother with my real one. And I was determined that I would at least, if something was inventing a new name for me, it would be myself. Okay, Vita. So she collectivizes all white people. Interesting. Well, I'm sure this comic book will be a huge success with people on Twitter who don't actually buy comic books. It will be yet another colossal flop and be in the 25-cent bin at your local comic book store real soon.